Hello friends, welcome back to SSB Short YouTube channel. This is Kavita and I'll be bringing to you the news highlights of every week. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, subscribe and also follow us on Instagram. The news highlights of this week are: Union Home Minister Amit Shah inaugurated the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center I4C and also dedicated National Cybercrime Reporting Portal to the nation on January 11th in New Delhi. National Cybercrime Reporting Portal www.cybercrime.gov.in is a citizen-centric initiative that will enable citizens to report cybercrimes online. Citizenship Amendment Act came into effect from 10 January 2020. According to the Citizenship Amendment Act, members of 6 minorities communities who have come to India from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan till December 31st, 2014, facing religious persecution, they will not be treated as illegal immigrants but given Indian citizenship. The Census India 2021 will begin on 1st April and it will be conducted through the mobile app. Enumerators of the census will seek the information of mobile number of the head of the family, information related to toilets, TV, internet, vehicles owned, sources of drinking water, besides asking other questions during the house listing the place of exercise. World Hindi Day is celebrated on 10 January every year. The first World Hindi Conference was organized in Nagpur to promote the language worldwide. Since then, 10 January is being observed as World Hindi Day. The Supreme Court has said that access to internet is now a fundamental right under Article 19 of the Constitution, subject to some restrictions. A 3-judge bench headed by Justice N.V. Ramana also asked the JK administration to restore internet services in institutions providing essential services like hospitals and educational places. The bench said that the freedom of press is a valuable and a sacred right. Prime Minister inaugurated Kaushal Vikas Kendra and Prithala Chhatri Awas for 200 tribal girl students of Sundarbans on his second-day official visit to Kolkata. The government has approved the viability gap funding to Indradhanush Gas Grid Limited to build natural gas pipeline grid covering 8 northeastern states. The 1,656-kilometer pipeline will connect Guwahati in Assam to major cities in the region such as Itanagar, Dimapur, Kohima, Imphal, Aizawl and Agartala. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has notified the new wetland conservation rules which prohibit setting up or expansion of industries and disposal of construction and demolition waste within the wetlands. The Cabinet approved an agreement between India and Mongolia on cooperation in the exploration and uses of outer space for peaceful and civilian purposes. The agreement was signed in New Delhi on 20th September last year during the visit of the President of Mongolia to India. Over 8 crore farmer families have benefited under PM Kisan scheme. This scheme was launched in Feb last year, under which the income support of 6,000 rupees per year in 3 equal installments of 2,000 rupees is provided to each eligible farmer. President Ramnath Kovind laid the foundation stone to Lakshadweep's first super speciality hospital at Kavaratti on January 7th. These were the national highlights for the week, friends. I'll begin with the international news. Iran invites Boeing to take part in investigation in Ukraine plane crash. Iran's authorities have invited Boeing to take part in the investigation into a Ukrainian jetliner that crashed on Wednesday, killing all 176 people on board. The move came after Western leaders said the plane appeared to have been unintentionally hit by a missile amid soaring tensions between US and Iran. The state-run IRNA news agency, quoting a foreign ministry spokesman, Abbas Mousavi, says Tehran will also welcome experts from other countries whose citizens died in the crash. The US, Canadian and British officials have said it is very likely that the firing missile strike could have been a mistake amid rocket launches and high tension throughout the region. The crash came just after Iran launched a ballistic attack against Iraqi military bases housing US troops in its violent confrontation with Washington over the killing of General Qasem Soleimani. Indian embassies celebrated Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Indian embassies in different countries celebrated Pravasi Bharatiya Divas yesterday. In Bangladesh, a large number of expatriate Indians participated in the program organized by High Commission of India in Dhaka. Addressing the gathering, High Commissioner Riva Ganguly Das said that the government attaches high priority to provide services to the diaspora community living in various countries. Riva Ganguly called upon the Indian diaspora community in Bangladesh to register with the High Commission so that the service can be provided smoothly when need arises. She called upon the Indian community in Bangladesh to take an active part in the activities organized by the High Commission in Bangladesh. The address was followed by a live video session with 8 foreign missions of India spread over all the continents, which was addressed by the External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. In his speech, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar lauded the role of the Indian diaspora for the countries where they live as well as for India in various fields. Second phase, US-China trade deal to begin promptly, but outcome may wait until after this year's elections, says President Trump. Mr. Trump's remarks come days before Beijing's trade envoy is due in Washington to sign a Phase 1 agreement, marking a pause into two sides' nearly 2-year trade war. After efforts to reach a grand bargain proved elusive last year, the two sides agreed in December to a partial deal addressing only some of Washington's grievances about Chinese trade practices. As part of the Phase 1 deal, China has committed to a minimum of $200 billion in increased purchases over the next 2 years from the United States. In Australia, government issued new warnings and evacuation notices across the country's heavily populated southeast today as a return of hot weather fanned huge bushfires threatening several towns and communities. A disaster notice in Victoria State, already in place for the past week, was extended by 2 days and people in danger zones were told to leave. In neighbouring New South Wales State, authorities told residents to prepare for worsening weather conditions tomorrow. Victoria Emergency Services Minister Lisa Neville said in a televised briefing that these fires are absolutely still moving and still growing and they pose significant risk to communities. A high-level military delegation led by Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh, commander of Indian Army's Northern Command, yesterday visited Xinjiang, the politically important northwest province of China bordering Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. He held talks with senior Chinese military leaders in province's capital, Urumqi, on issue of mutual interest. British Parliament to finally approve terms of Brexit. Britain's Parliament will finally approve clearing the divided country's exit from the European Union on 31st of January. The House of Commons will rush to a final day of hearings and ratify Prime Minister Boris Johnson's divorce deal with Brussels. For much of the time since the 2016 Brexit referendum, lawmakers have been deadlocked over how, when, and even if Britain should leave its closest trading partners after nearly 50 years. Moving on to the sports highlights of this week. Real Madrid defeated Valencia 3-1 to book a Spanish Super Cup final berth at Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Toni Kroos helped Real Madrid take the lead on 1-0 with a corner kick in the 15th minute yesterday. Francisco Isco Alarcón expanded the lead with a shot from the inside area in the 39th minute before Luka Modric sealed the victory with a neat strike in the 65th minute. All preparations are in place for the inaugural ceremony of Khelo India Youth Games in Guwahati this evening. Assam Chief Minister Sarabanand Sonowal will inaugurate the event in the presence of Union Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju and other dignitaries. Hima Das, Jamuna Bodo and Deepa Karmakar, among others, will be the torchbearers in this ceremony. A total of 6,500 athletes are participating in the event, which will be on till 22nd of this month. Signing off, these were the news highlights for this week. Stay tuned and we'll be back next week with the news highlights of the week. एक पेज और है यार. US President यार. एक मिनट. I repeated it. Information related to toilets, TV, internet, vehicles owned, source of drinking water, besides asking what are you doing?
See, just look at me as if you are explaining me.
Okay.
So it would be perfect.
Okay.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you found it useful. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Do also leave us a comment down below with suggestions for future videos. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell icon so that you don't miss any of our future videos. If this was one of the first videos that you saw from SSB SureShot Academy, I would be very happy to inform you that we have two state-of-the-art campuses, one in Bangalore and the other one in Hoshiarpur, Punjab. There is a third branch also coming up in Rudrapur, Uttarakhand. In all these branches, we have state-of-the-art campuses with a full-fledged GTO ground as well. All the instructors at all these branches are elite ex-armed forces officers with years of experience behind them. So every month we have 3 batches of a 12-day SSB course. Apart from that, we also have weekend courses for people who are working professionals or are students. Apart from that, we also have a 4-day GTO course, and we also organize a PPDT and GTO overview for a very nominal charge. We also have written exam courses for NDA, CDS, FCAT, INET and the Territorial Army. Apart from these, for the people who cannot make it over to our academy, we also organize online personal interviews which will be taken by Major General VPS Bhakuni, who is also a former commandant of the SSB Center in Bangalore. We also have an online psych test. If you really want the worth of your money, then I would suggest that you go for the online interview and the psych assessment test combo, which you can avail for a discounted price. So if you're interested to know more about any of these courses or the online interview, make sure that you give us a call on the numbering on your screen. You can also drop us an email at info@ssbsureshot.com. Follow us on Instagram for all the latest updates from our academy. Once again, if you found this video helpful, make sure that you give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe for our future videos. Till then, goodbye and take care.